You ran around the room. He ends up here in between the beds.
Yeah, because I kept him like
taking him
knife. Yeah, with the lamp.
With the lamp? Where was the knife at that point?
I don't know. So I said, I don't even. So he said, I don't.
But you later got the knife because it was used on the second dude.
At that point, I picked the knife up. It was on the floor. I don't know.
Okay. And then, at what point did he fire the gun?
When he was on the floor.
When he was on his back? And he fired it up? And it hit you?
Yeah.
Were you wearing those same pants? No? Where are those pants at?
They in that book bag.
The book bag that you threw out, or the... So what'd you wear home?
Long pants. All my clothes in the car.
So the pants that would support your story, basically, are gone. Can you think of maybe where those pants to help you out a little bit would be found?
It's really help.
You understand what I'm trying to say there? If there's a freaking bullet, if there's a graze, you know,
they can prove he shot you.
Ed, you want to see the wound?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that moment next. Can you think of where those pants could be found?
Them guys on the side of the road.
But you understand, if it's the road that I'm thinking of, if it's a 6-lane road, right? 192 from the way
it was 4.
4, okay, 4, whatever it is. But there's a lot of businesses, a lot of red lights, and all sorts of shit.
That was like because I drove for I just.
But you know, out there where that hotel's at, the Days Inn's out there in the tourist corridor, a lot of like the iDrive-ish, you know, bunch of businesses, touristy shit.
It was none of that.
Okay, but that's where that place is initially located, and then you gotta keep going. It sounds like you went east. If you hung a left there at the light, and then you said you saw signs for St. Cloud, you're heading east.
This is an important confession from Emerita, as the location of the bag with the knife and gun is something that only the killer would know. When detectives are able to recover this, it will only build the case further against Emerita.
We're gonna keep going a little bit. So he fires a shot.
And I keep dealing with that.
Keep.
Yeah, I thought he was passed out. I thought he was just. So I grabbed everything, grabbed the lamp.
Do you remember seeing blood? Where was blood at?
It was blood. It was blood like on his hands. Blood on the gun. I remember seeing blood. I remember seeing blood on that wall. I thought it was for me. I don't know.
On this corner wall? Do you remember seeing blood over here by the initial, by like the air conditioner and all that stuff? No?
And it was tussling over there, because that's why I grabbed the knife from.
Were you tussling in this far corner over here
It
too?
started at the door.
Yeah.
And that's where the table was.
Yes.
That's where the window was. And that's where it was tussling at. That's why I saw the dude at. Now, that's why I saw the dude at.
Yeah.
And the dude, because we was in front of the window, was tussling.
Was the curtains closed or open?
They was like shuffling. But they were closed, but they closed.
You're
But
tossing
you
up
shut
and
them.
down.
Yeah.
The curtains being moved.
Yeah. So he had to see, bro. He had
Were you
to see.
screaming?
Yeah, I was like, stop, bro, stop. That's what I kept. Stop, bro. Like, what you doing? Stop.
Yeah. All right.
I'm a good person. I felt bad, but I was like, shit, he deserved this shit. Like, you know,
What was
you
that
have a lot of
misunderstanding?
thoughts. You have a lot of thoughts in your mind. Like I had a lot of thoughts in my mind. Like, you know, especially like the past day. You know, like, I don't know what's going on.
I know we talked about phones and all that shit earlier, but what's your phone records going to show? Who have you talked to the last day or two?
Shit, nobody.
You didn't call that hotel when you left after those two dudes, after that incident, you never called back to that hotel?
We were honest with you. We were truthful with you. What did you say? You said you'd send back, right? Did you call that hotel after?
I asked him to transfer the room. See if anybody else.
Okay. Why?
You tried I'm sorry, just for clarification, you tried getting transferred to that room to see if anybody answered? Why? Were you hoping it was going to be one of us that answered or one of those guys?
It was gonna be one of them guys.
What would you say to them? I mean, even if they picked
I
up.
don't know. Conscience, right?
You had a guilty conscience at that point?
When you called, what did you tell the operator
Transfer.
to their room?